Hello everyone, this is Coffee and Cigs, aka cnat spell for upsng.com. Today I'm bringing you my very first video, recorded for the third time because I'm a total fish at Camtasia Studio, of me playing some $60 turbos on PokerStars. So since this is my first time recording the audio, I pretty much know all the hands by heart now, so let's just get right into it. This first opponent, JBieber93, he was open sitting a lobby, so I just sat him. I'm gonna assume he's a reg, just because he was open sitting. So 10-7, he 3x's. It's a pretty standard defend, out of position. Against the flop c-bet, I think it's a pretty easy flat call. I don't think check raising is that good because not that many hands are gonna get their entire stack in anyways. Like if we check raise and he has a 5, like he's gonna call our flop check raise, but he's gonna probably fold to a lot of turn bets. So I think check calling is our best option here. Just let him barrel it off and bluff catch a bit. On this turn, 4 of hearts, another easy call, and the king's an interesting card, as you will see. So we check, and he decides to bet 240 into 480. And I think about it for a little bit, and I decide that the best move at this point is to just move all in. And we'll pause it for a second right here. So why do I decide to move all in here? The reason I decide to go all in here is basically because I think his range is capped to like a7 a7 type hands, like a7, queen 7, jack 7. I don't think he's value betting any worse sevens like 8-7 or 9-7. I don't think he's good enough to value bet those hands. And this is kind of like a bet sizing tell that I've picked up over the years. It's like when regulars bet half pot on this river, it's usually what they perceive to be a thin value bet. And in my opinion, what like these kind of nittier regs perceive to be a thin value bet is like exactly the hands I named earlier, like a7, queen 7, jack 7. So for that reason, I think my 10-7, if I call here, I'm going to see those hands way too much, and I'm just going to lose 240. So I think the better option is to just put him to the test, just shove it here, and try and rep like either a slow played straight, a river 2 pair, a set, and basically like give him a really hard time with a7. I mean, imagine, put yourself in his shoes for a second. If you have a7 here and you're value betting for thin value, and you get jammed on, it's not a very happy situation. I mean, I could just have so many hands that are just slow played all the way here. So I think just jamming here and folding out those better 7s is gonna be a better play than calling, because I don't see him like value betting a worse hand here, to be honest. So we'll see what he does. He's really using the time bank and think about it, which makes me think he probably does have like a7 or something like that. Because it's pretty annoying to just bet fold here with a7, but first hand realist is probably like, that's probably what a lot of regulars would do. They would probably just bet fold that river. So let's pause it here for a sec. Jack 3, basically if you weren't paying attention, he donked the flop. 40, I just flat obviously. Turn, he donks half pot again, I believe, and we have to call again. And on this river, he bets 210 into 280. I mean, you just have to give it up here. I really don't think, like, there's not, like, I just think we're getting a really bad price, and I don't think we're going to be good enough there to justify a call readless. So I just decided to fold it. On this river, the king, I think you can either like try to get him off a 9 or a deuce by either like overbetting a little bit, like 240 or something, try to rep the queen 10, or I think you can check behind. I think the overbet's not that bad, to be honest, because it's a really hard call with a 9 or a deuce, and even sometimes a jack. But in this instance, I decided to check because I think maybe like maybe he might be a little tilted because I jammed the first hand on the river. Maybe he thinks I'm a maniac or something. Might look me up. So, and I think like trying to get him out of those hands is pretty break-even proposition, and it's pretty similar to checking. So I just decided to check in that instance, but I think an overbet's kind of cute and could definitely work. King 4, I think it's against somebody who I assume is a reg and is going to be betting all his junk on his flop. I think King 4 is mandatory float. But what do you double barrels here? I don't think we can call. I mean, we don't have a dynamic yet of him double barreling, so I'm just going to assume like I'm beat there and just muck. King 3 can't defend against a 3x, but I would certainly defend against a 2x. Okay, so King 8 on the right. I think checking back is a fine option, and I also think triple barreling this board is also another fine option. Ace 7-4 no suit generally is a board that runs out pretty nicely for triple barrels because I have a lot of aces in my range, and it's hard to flop top pair, and he's gonna have like a lot of hands that have to just muck to a river bet because I can very easily rep top pair. And on the left, easy check call. So on the right again here, like the 6 of diamonds is a pretty good card in my opinion. We pick up a gut shot, and our 2 over cards can still be good, and the 6 of diamonds sets up a lot of scary river cards for us to just triple barrel on. So for that reason, I think it's pretty easy bet on the turn. On the left, 9-7 here. He bets half pot. I don't think he's good enough to try to blow me off the 9 if he has a 9 himself. I think I'm just getting owned every single time I call here. So I don't think I'm getting a good enough price, or I think his range has just too much value here, so I'm just going to muck my 9-7.